So we got our footers poured yesterday, and today we're going to start by stripping off the forms and starting to chalk our lines for our stem wall forms and start building the stem wall forms. Under your arm. And then grab and then flip. Okay, and so you got the string this way. So pull your left hand there. Okay, and then you grab the string.
Under or over?
Over. And pull through the loop. Now make your loop big until it can reach the screw. There you go. And then tighten it up. All right, now is that tight enough?
Yeah.
Because if it's not, then you just pull it and undo it and tie it again.
I'm gonna forget that instantly.
Okay. Pull, pull that. There you go. That should be tight enough. So we have our string lines in place. So we have our string lines in place. This string line represents the outside of this stem wall. So we've got our corners marked, but we have to mark it every step because we can't just string a chalk line the whole way. And so we're gonna use our plumb bob and we're gonna hold it right up to the string. And right where it stops swinging is our mark. So Madelyn will draw a line.
Doesn't matter which way the line's facing.
Have it go in line with the stem wall. Okay. And then we'll do the step down. So we have to tie our stem wall into the powerhouse to tie all those foundations together. And what we're gonna do is we've got this 3 foot by 3 foot slug of concrete that these posts are in. I'm gonna drill into the concrete and epoxy in rebar, and that will tie our stem wall into the foundation of the powerhouse.
Put it in your boat weight. You just keep it there.
Okay, so now we're all mixed up. So now I go into our clean hole. Put in the epoxy. And screw in the rebar. Just like that. Yeah.
Where's the tool?
What tool?
You push the button and then spin the wheel. Now grab the wheel and give it a twist with your hand, like your whole hand. 3 foot 1/2 inch.
Okay. If you push the stick up a little bit straighter. come down.
Needs to be down.
There's no. Oh well, I guess that technically can come down. This guy can.
If there's a bow.
Oh, that's probably what it is. I guess the question is, can we make it up in our next one? What's a half an inch?
High.
Half an inch high.
Well, the good news that this is the garage opening.
Okay. Why is that good news?
Because it doesn't matter how high it is. Okay, so come around my other side. I'll just push down on this guy.
That moved it off. These are staying in, right?
We'll have to pry them out.
Yeah. Okay. 2x10, let me. Whoa, strange places.
All right, another long 2x10.
Another concrete board.
That's funny, that's what we're using it for.
Oh.
Say Drake. I forgot the measurement. I'm just gonna say 9.5. Hopefully that's right. That seems good. Cool.
We'll blame it on their work.
Exactly.
Must have had a board wrong or something.
Parents are for to blame. So I can't do drugs. My dad said I can't.
I can't have a sleepover. My mom said no.
We rise each morning, sun don't shine. With heavy burdens, will we ever find a moment of peace, a chance to mend these tired souls? Where will this end? Still we press on through the stormy weather, with hope in our hearts. We'll face it together. Exhausted, we ache, but we keep moving on. With the strength of our bonds, we'll sing this song. Thankful for the love that has carried us through. In the depth of our struggles, we'll find what is true. When the day is long and the night feels cold, the weight of the world can be too bold. But voices of loved ones, they pull us near. In the darkest hours, they calm our fear. So we'll count our blessings one by one. In this fight for dreams, we won't come undone. Exhausted, we ache, but we keep moving on. With the strength of our bonds, we'll sing this song. Thankful for the love that has carried us through. In the depth of our struggles, we'll find what is true.
So as we come into this corner, we have our spacing blocks, plus we'll drill holes for our anchor bolts. We'll go through those. We've got 4 feet of sheeting that will go on here, which will give us our shear strength, but then we also have our strap that's going to go down into the concrete foundation anchored to the rebar that will give us our shear strength as well. We want to have our J bolts 6 feet apart or at every end, within 1 foot of every end or corner.
Give us your planet.
So in order to keep my ears from getting frostbitten, I have this covering. It makes it really nice to not get cold. It is a hot day, but we are pushing through to get our stem wall forms finished. So we're not doing a whole lot of filming, but we wanted to take a break to tell you what we've got done so far. We almost have the whole garage formed up, and now we're forming up the wall between the garage and the main house. And so for that, we're using what will eventually be our floor joists for the main house, these 2x10s. We know we're gonna have to sacrifice a couple of them by cutting them and putting holes in them, but for the most part, they'll be reusable for the floor joists in the main house. So this wall is gonna be 5 boards high, which gets us above the finished floor in the garage. So once the stem wall is poured, we'll strip all these boards off, we'll spread the gravel, backfill, and compact behind the stem wall, and then we'll be able to pour the finished floor in the garage, having this 5 board high stem wall.
Exhausted, we ache, but we keep moving on. With the strength of our bonds, we'll sing this song. Thankful for the love that has carried us through. In the depth of our struggles, we'll find what is true. With hands held high, we'll rise from this ground. In unity and faith, our dreams will be found.
Okay, Jeff, how many times have we cut this board?
Once.
Okay, now the real answer.
The real answer is this is, I think, the 6th or 7th adjustment to make sure that it's perfect,
Okay.
right? This morning we finished up framing the stem wall forms in the garage, and now we've moved on to framing the stem wall forms in the main house. So this should go a little bit easier once we get past this slug of concrete at the powerhouse that we have to attach to. But we don't have to maintain everything level with each other, just level with itself.
Good job. My sister Bethany and brother-in-law Chris and their 2 girls came to visit while we were in the middle of doing forms. They were a much needed help. They lended a hand, and it was so appreciated because we were exhausted at this point. We were so blessed that they spent the last days of their vacation getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning with us as we attempted to beat the heat.
Drop my level into the form. Let's see if I can get it. Take 2. Try number 2. There we go. I got it. Good thing the forms aren't any deeper.
Evan made us a great bridge to step over the stem wall, and we were carrying boards from all the way up there and having to carry them across the trench. You got it.
So we are bracing our forms. You can never brace too much, but you can always wish you had braced more. And we want to be on the camp of bracing too much versus wishing we had braced more. So every 8 feet, we have 2x4 top and mid, and then we're going to backfill some dirt about halfway up the bottom 2x10. And then in between our 2x4 bracing, we have these straps that go all the way through between the boards with these wedge pieces of metal, which will not allow the boards to stretch, to expand out past that 5.5 inch stem wall that we're hoping for.
You don't have to pan it. It just needs movement, and it's not a static shot. Okay.
So let's talk about what we're doing here right now. We are building form boards that stack one right on top of another. In the worst case scenario, the worst thing that could happen with concrete forms is that you have a blowout. A blowout is where the force of the concrete pushes your form either out of alignment or out completely, and you lose all your concrete on the ground. So to avoid that, we want to hold the 2 halves of the forms together, and we have these straps. These straps are sacrificial. We'll never get them back out of the concrete, but they go in between the forms like that. And then on each side, we put these wedges in, and that stops these boards from spreading. So we'll get nice and tight and hold just like that. And then when the concrete is cured, we just knock those out, pull the form off, and that metal will stay in the concrete, and we could break it off right there if we wanted to. So in my great wisdom and proper planning, we bought 400 of these straps, knowing that we would use them up, but you can reuse the wedges. So I bought 400 straps and 100 wedges, thinking, you know, we'll use 100 straps at a time, which I don't even know what I was thinking there.
Well, we were going to pour the concrete in 2 pours.
We were going to pour the concrete in 2 pours, but even then we wouldn't have enough wedges. And then as we're putting them together, we realized that there's a wedge on each side. So really for 400 straps, we would need 800 wedges to use all of them at once. And then our plans changed. And we are going to pour the stem wall all at once because our work party is coming soon, and we don't have time to do it in 2 separate pours. And it would be better strength-wise to not have a cold seam between the garage and the main house. So, can we get more wedges? No. We could order them, but they'd come next week and we need them now. So what we opted for instead was to make our own wedges. So we went to Home Depot and bought some flat bar, and we were originally going to try to cut angles, but that wasn't going to work. And so now what we've decided is we're just going to cut pieces that fit in like this, and the boards can hold it. The problem with that is that they'll drop right through. So to fix that, we use the wonderful duct tape. We can put this in and it won't drop out, and it might stay loose until we put concrete against it, and the concrete will suck it up tight. Move the boards out and it'll be tight. And then we can still pound that right out, take the boards off. But now we've got to cut 150 wedges.
How's it going?
It's still hot out here.
I know.
The short build season in Idaho is hard because it's short, and it's hard because it's hot.
Come check on us, buddy. Hi, Doug.
Well, it is nearly time to find out if all of our work on our forms is going to work. Concrete's on its way, the pump truck's just about here, and hopefully by the end of today, we'll have stem walls and not just a big pile of concrete.
The sun's beating down, but we won't break. We sweat on our brows, we're wide awake. Blueprints in hand, dreams in our sights. Concrete's pouring, pushing through the heights. Together we rise, we will be beat. Concrete day, we're standing tall. Through the sweat and strain, we'll never fall. Each line we draw is a promise made. Together we'll shine, we're unafraid. Every drop that falls is a step we take. Building our future, not just for our sake. In this moment we feel so alive. With every layer our hopes start to thrive. This concrete dream, it's ours to claim. Concrete day, we're standing tall. Through the sweat and strain, we'll never fall. Each line we draw is a promise made. Together we'll shine, we're unafraid. That falls is a step we take. Building our future, not just for our sake. In this moment, we feel so alive. With every layer, our hopes start to thrive. This concrete dream, it's ours to claim. Concrete day, we're standing tall. Through the sweat and strain, we'll never fall. Each line we draw is a promise made. Together we'll shine, we're unafraid. Concrete dreams, our legacy's near. With pride in our hearts, we conquer fear. Concrete dreams, our legacy's near. With pride in our hearts, we conquer fear.
That board's got quite the bow to it. So the concrete is set overnight. Now it's time to strip the forms. Over the wall. All right, 1, 2, 3. Forms are coming off the stem wall and it is looking very good.
The girls are getting all the rocks to the inside trench. We have 30 feet and 50 feet left to go on the inside of our stem wall. We started this morning at 7 and it is about 4:30. We of course are at the most difficult part where the trench is really narrow, but we are getting it done and it will be so great to have all the forms off. And everyone has done such a great job working. Oh.
Last board out of the trench.